All right, Deadheads. Let's talk about some exciting news. We got a new Grateful Dead live album coming that would have most likely been the last Grateful Dead studio album that we were supposed to get back in the 90s. Let me explain. Grateful Dead are going to be releasing this new record called Ready or Not, which should hit stores and streaming services on November 22nd. It was compromised of a lot of material that the guys were messing around with in the late 80s, early 90s, and was supposed to be the follow-up to their 13th and final studio album, Built to Last, which came out in 89. So after that, the guys were out on the road, and they were touring, early 90s, mid-90s, just before Jerry Garcia passed away, and they were working on all these songs, and I don't know if we actually have any sort of studio recordings at all. I got the sense that we did, but I don't want to misspeak here. But anyway, the guys were working on stuff. They were writing stuff. This album will have a Robert Hunter, Jerry Garcia track on it called Liberty, which is interesting. A lot of these, and because of Dick's Picks and all the tape trading, this is stuff that obviously a lot of Deadheads have most likely already heard. But to have it all sort of culled together in one place, I think is kind of cool. I think that's kind of cool because to me, like, albums are important, and I like when an artist takes time to say, this is how I envision it. This is track one. They give us a journey, and they give us a little bit of a journey and take us there when you put the album on track one and you let it roll all the way to the end. So essentially, that's what they're doing here with this piece, Ready or Not, which is out on November 22nd. So I'm really excited about that. New piece in Rolling Stone magazine, 9 tracks altogether. Liberty was recorded right here in New York City, 1994 in Madison Square Garden. It was the iconic lineup. It was Jerry, it was Phil, Bill, Mickey, and Bob. Vince Welnick was on keyboards during all of these recordings. We have a statement from... Who will put this together? Let's see here. November, Ready or Not. Grateful Dead archivist David Lemieux put together this packaging, and his quote about Ready or Not is, "Ready or Not has been a long time coming. It's an album we've been working on for many, many years. This batch of new Grateful Dead songs has never been compiled in one place and given its proper due as a huge part of the Dead's late-era legacy. Many of these songs can easily stand alongside some of the Dead's oldest, most loved songs as bona fide classics despite their short tenure in the repertoire. We've dug deep into the archive and listened to countless live versions of these songs to find the best, most definitive live performances. When the Grateful Dead were on in their later years, their live concerts were as good as any era in their history." I feel like more and more Deadheads say that to me. I don't know why that is. If it's true or not, if people just feel a little bit nostalgic about it or whatever the case may be. But I feel like when I go out and talk to the Deadheads, that's what they're saying to me. To finish up, David Lemieux's quote, "The 9 songs on Ready or Not exemplify how good the Dead could be in their later years of touring." We did get a little piece of a track called Lazy River Road. Let me give you a little bit of that right here.
Run, hide, seek in your own backyard. Mama's backyard won't do. All night long I sing the sweet song down where the water flows, way down along Lazy River Road.
Sounds pretty good. Lazy River Road was a Jerry Garcia, Robert Hunter tune. Liberty, which was recorded in Madison Square Garden, as I mentioned, also a Robert Hunter, Jerry Garcia tune. Bob Weir and Willie Dixon's Eternity is the second track on this record. Vince Welnick and Robert Hunter's Samba in the Rain. So Many Roads is on this. I feel like that is circulated around. Robert Hunter's kind of all over this record, actually. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every track except for the Bob Weir, Willie Dixon Eternity has Robert Hunter as one of the writers, as credited as one of the writers. So the Madison Square Garden, October 14th, 1994 show. If you were there, 2 of the tracks are on that. Liberty and Corinna, couple of shows from the Spectrum in Philly, a show down in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, Burgettstown, Pennsylvania, and they took Days Between from the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum show back in December 11th, 1994. So I think this is a cool release coming from the Grateful Dead. November 22nd. The artwork is pretty sweet. Classic Grateful Dead with the skulls. One is wearing a Joker's hat, and the other one has a American flag. Looks like Uncle Sam jacket draped over his shoulder. He's looking back, lifting up his glasses, kind of throwing a sparkly wink. And his top hat, his American top hat, is being held by the Joker-looking guy, and there's like an explosion of stars coming out of it. It's pretty cool stuff. We'll put some links and information up for you there, but you're all